This is not the internet. This is the metaverse. Hello pioneers. This week we're going to take a preview look at Pi 2 Day and see if we can find out, make some predictions on, possibly what might be released. In this video I'm going to cover things like token creation, stealth projects, Pi coincidences, protocol upgrades, decentralized AI, and testnet 2. Now, I always do these preview videos for Pi Day and Pi 2 Day, and when I did the one for Pi Day for 2024, I made similar predictions, but even though they didn't come true, there's still going to be things that we need, right? So we're going to go through and have a look at these things again. We had this release where we had the split of app level utilities and the platform level utilities, right? So with the platform level utilities, these are things like creating tokens, right? And I've shown you how easy it is to do before. But we do need things like a Stellar laboratory, right, on the Stellar network. Right? This is where we interact with the blockchain, right? So we're going to need something like that for Pi. Hopefully the core team releases something more easier, so you don't need so much technical knowledge like FEG blockchain. So FEG token, which has released their own smart DeFi, which does all the interaction of the smart contracts for you, right? So that would be nice if we had our own GUI for that. We're going to need a Pi bridge of some sort, right? There's quite a few of those things laying about. Peer-to-peer exchanges, token swaps, automated market makers, and early this year we saw this glimpse of this icon. Apparently it appeared. I never saw it myself, but apparently this appeared quite quickly, called Switcher, right? And at the time we had no idea what it was doing, right? But if you watch to the end of the video, I'll show you exactly what Switcher is. We're going to need things like oracles, right? Now, one of the biggest oracle networks outside of sort of Chainlink is the Pi network, right? Now, again, we have these sort of coincidences of things named with Pi prefixes, right? And this goes along with PayPal releasing their own stablecoin called Pi USD, right? Also goes along with VR headsets. We have Pimax and Pico, right? So again, we're seeing all these coincidences, and I don't see any other blockchain sort of having these. And to go even further, we have Pi X, right? Now, this is just an application that's released out there for everyday people to interact with blockchains, right? However, Pi X was released by the Central Bank of Brazil. Right? So it has a little bit more weight behind it. And again, another one of those Pi prefixes. We're going to need upgrades. Right? So we're going to need upgrades to the protocols. Protocol 19, we saw the introduction of Starlight on the Stellar network. Right? This is increasing the speed quite a bit using layer 2. Right, then they upgraded to Protocol 20 already, where they brought in smart contracts. This is another thing that we need on the Pi network. And since then, we've just had another upgrade to Protocol 21, right, which brings in a whole pile of more developer tools. Right, so these are all things that we're going to require for Pi network to, enable everyone, like developers and everything, to interact with the blockchain. This leads into artificial intelligence, and this is something I've always said will be coming to the blockchain. And in Pi Day this year, this was one of the things that Nicholas highlighted, the use of the massive open source AI model in a decentralized manner. Right? And we've seen recently with Kasasi, all his AI repositories, right? So that might have something to do with this as well. Talking about Kasasi, he's released these 3 extra repos I just thought I might mention. There's an ATM solution there, Tesla Pay and the link to Spectra Chain here, you know, so we'll keep an eye on these and see if something comes of it. Now, just recently this week we had the release of a new home screen update for Pi nodes, right, how they're going to be upgrading these. And, you know, again, it was just reiterating what Nicholas had already said, you know, 200,000 computer nodes running on the Pi network, right? This enables training a massive open source AI model. And this is, you know, under the platform level utilities that I said we'll need. Look here at the node itself, you know, this is going to be used to switch between the testnet and the mainnet blockchains, right? So this is going to be an important upgrade, right? And to go along with this, they're going to have a new clean testnet called testnet 2, right? That the nodes are initially going to be switching between testnet and testnet 2 as testing purposes to make sure the clean upgrade over to open mainnet. The version updates, you know, this is obviously for the upcoming open mainnet, and this is helping facilitate condition 1. Right, so if you look at condition 1 again, you know, this is all the preconditioned apps and stuff that PyCore team's working on. Right, so they're all doing this, and they're currently on track, as I said, to fulfill condition 1, and now we can see that, you know, that this is one of their releases. Right, and, you know, just to iterate here, this is, you know, they class these things under the stealth project. So these are all things that, you know, we're sort of speculating that they're coming, and now we're starting to see them, right, which is optimistic for open mainnet in 2024. This is all, you know, the big announcement is that this is all to do with the decentralized AI, right? Now, I've had a couple of videos recently, oh, well, not recently, but previously, if you want to go check those out. One called Our Friend AI and one on dialectic provisional governance, right, where I talk about AI in there. Under the enclosed mainnet, right, we're currently on a centralized blockchain, right? So this is how we're currently operating with PyCore team running their own nodes, and then all the Pioneer nodes are running on testnet, right? So when we go to a decentralized blockchain in the open mainnet, right, then everything will be switched over, right? And that's what we're doing here, is testing the nodes for the switch over, right? And then Nicholas says, you know, because he's got these 200,000 nodes, this is how he wants to run a decentralized AI as well. Now, what's the benefits of running a decentralized AI on blockchain, right? So we get security, right, where we're getting rid of single points of failure, and it's an immutable device, which means it can't be changed, right? We get collaboration, right? So this is where data sharing and open source AI models come into play. Scalability, right? So we can get to expand on demand. Privacy, right? This is, you know, protecting sensitive information, right? It's all these things that it provides. And inclusivity, right? This is where, you know, we can all participate in the development and the decision making, right? And for outcomes, you know, this is where we're talking about, you know, fair and balanced, zero knowledge proofs, and peer-to-peer interactions. Potential use cases of decentralized AI, right? So there's healthcare, financial services, supply chain, and metaverse, right? So you can see here, adding DAI to the blockchain, right? It's got a lot of benefits to it, and just increases the utility of Pi Network. Now, one thing that you probably never heard of before is something called a proof of honesty, right? This is something that comes along with decentralized AI, right? And it's one of the pillars I sort of talked about under dialectic provisional governance, right? Where we've all got a shared goal of establishing the truth. No matter if we've got differing opinions, right? Our main shared goal is the finding of truth, right? And this is what decentralized AI will help us achieve. The POH, right, what it does, one of the attributes of it too is that it rewards selfish nodes, which means that if you're doing data interrogation, right, from certain geographical areas, right, well, certain nodes will have an incentive to service those geological areas, just purely because of their location, right? So they get incentivized to do that, and then therefore they do it more, right? Another one is for trustworthy computing, right? And this is where DAI actually sends out its false phishing attacks and tests the network to see if that it detects those attacks or not, right? So this is a very good thing. And the reason I wanted to highlight the phishing tasks here, right, is because we've seen recently how there's been certain pioneers being bad actors and sending out small, minute Pi transactions to everyone's wallets. And then because we have a memo in there, in the memo they're putting in phishing URLs, right? Now you can see already that the core teams highlighted these and they're flagging these as scam phishing attacks, right? So this is something that decentralized AI will be able to handle automatically. And to finish up the decentralized AI part, I just wanted to highlight that the Stanford has their own AI, right? Because obviously everything's coming out of Stanford. All our leaders are from Stanford, and they have this Institute for Human-Centered AI, right? So that's something you might want to just check out yourselves. So the final thing to talk about is the release of Testnet 2. All right, so Testnet 2 is going to run in conjunction with Testnet, and when the node upgrades come, all right, it's going to be testing the switching between the two testnets, right? And this is a prelude to being able to switch from testnet over to mainnet, all right? So they're going to make sure everything's perfectly running. Now, I did see that they were talking about how they're going to do periodical resets of the testnets. So this just means that if you're a developer on there and you're using the testnet blockchain data of some sort, just know that at some stage they could be resetting the testnets, right? And you might lose that original data if you're using it, right? But that's really about all to be concerned about there, right? So we're getting this new testnet 2 now. Early in the video, I showed you about something called Switcher, right? Now, when we look at the way I've set up this graphic, right, you see here that I've got something here that allows the nodes to switch between testnet and testnet 2, right? Sound familiar, right? Well, now we know what Switcher is, right? Switcher is going to be an actual app, right, which will allow us to do the switching, right? Now, I don't know if this will come out for the testnets or whether it'll just come out for Open Mainnet, but I think it's pretty solid now that we can see that Switcher app is real and we know what it's actually going to do. So that's really cool. I was really impressed with that. So that's it for the video. Like I said, it was a bit of a sort of reiteration of Pi Day because we didn't really get a lot there. We're always sort of hoping for some nice release. I'd like to see something something quite substantial, so that we can sort of join the crypto community a bit more, because being in enclosed mainnet, we have problems with valuation and all that type of thing, and it'd be just nice to join the crypto community like everyone else, right? For me, I don't really care about trading my Pi coins, right? But I would like to be able to spend them. Right, so I doubt that we're getting any open mainnet. I'm pretty sure, because we've seen the node upgrades, this means that we've got no chance of getting open mainnet for the Pi 2 day, even though we've got all the GCV folks, doing their petitions and everything like that. I think you're going to be sorely disappointed. But, it seems that we're on track, and, there's still a possibility that we'll get open mainnet in 2024, right? So let's hope for a really good release from Pi Core team and some good announcements from Nicholas and CFAN. Right. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you later.